What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Ad Podcast, round two with Strom, the managing partner of SALT, which is the experiential agency that did the build out of Amazon Port and Fox this year as well.
Yep.
They're a premier fabrication design agency, experiential agency, building some of the most exciting experiential walkthroughs at amazing events like Cannes and others. So
yeah, we're
round
all over.
two, we're getting you for 2 years in a row, right?
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I love it.
Yeah.
So so why don't you tell us a little bit, give us the update on the last year, any of the highlights, and obviously we want to talk Cannes, but I want to hear what you guys have been up to this year.
Yeah, it's been crazy, crazy busy.
Nice.
It's a good problem
That's
to have.
good. Yeah.
We've expanded our brands that we're working with, and working across B2B, B2C,
Nice.
Across all of the U.S. and Europe now.
Very cool.
Expanded out our operations there, so it's been pretty exciting, but still heavily working with Amazon and all of its partners.
Yep.
Working with Lululemon, working with Netflix.
That's a pretty fun
which
one,
is a fun one, yeah.
Netflix is great too.
Some new AI companies have come into the mix for us.
Yeah, I
which
can
has
imagine.
Been
they got some bucks to spend, I bet.
Yeah, some travel companies.
Did you do Human AI or whatever, that big one in San Francisco?
No, that wasn't us.
Okay,
no. Yeah, we're doing a lot of keynote conference works in various places for them.
Nice. So kind of stuff that's owned and operated, things that they're just putting on their own.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, our team is busy. So we're hovering with contractors, seasonal. We usually have a season that peaks.
Yeah.
This year it's just been nonstop.
Wow,
it's just been
that's
crazy. So with contractors, seasonal, we're hovering as an agency around 240
Congratulations.
40 team members. Yeah,
That's
it's pretty
huge,
crazy, right?
Let's go.
Yeah, it's been insane.
I love it.
So
what are some of the big projects that you worked on this year? What are some of the highlights?
Yeah, a fun one that I really enjoyed was a project called Studio Yet, which was a B2C project that we brought to life for Lululemon.
Yeah, that sounds really neat.
In the Los Angeles area.
Okay.
And it was just an opportunity to kind of take a raw space, really transform it from a brand perspective, head to toe. Lots of programming, lots of fitness opportunities for individuals to sign up in the community.
So it's kind of like a pop-up...
kind of like a pop-up retail
pop-up
programming,
gym,
retail space.
programming.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, so that was a really exciting project for us, and I'm trying to just think. May we had 13 projects alone.
Wow.
So yeah, we had a huge upfronts that we did for one of our clients during the upfront season in New York.
Yeah.
Yep. That keeps us extremely busy. Again, we did the main keynote for the ServiceNow brand, which is a huge...
those guys are growing big.
Growing
I
big.
know their CMO, I think, just jumped ship to OpenAI, too.
Yeah. So a lot of been fun there. Just worked recently with the Expedia Group, which was really exciting,
Nice.
doing their Explore conference in Vegas.
Let's go.
Which was really exciting too. So, and then working with Netflix on some cool projects that I can't really talk about, but they're cool projects.
That's awesome.
Really exciting for our team.
Yeah, it feels like Netflix is really leaning into experiential.
Yeah.
They've got their pop-up kind of experiences inside of malls. Really trying to reach consumers with their host of IP and the projects that they work with.
And for me, I love the world building.
Yeah,
and
like the Stranger Things stuff.
Yeah, I think from a creative standpoint, it's really exciting to take either from paper or from screen and bring that into, a live consumer-based experience. What's cool about it is it doesn't always translate one-to-one, right? Like, so much what happens in film and TV and is not necessarily easy to just replicate in the real world with those exciting moments. And so kind of brings a new creative challenge for us, which our team enjoys working on when it comes to world building. And I think what's exciting in and it has been, is B2B is going more to a world building experience.
Yeah, they're not just putting on kind of boring conferences.
Yes,
they want to really provide an experience for their executives, whether it touches wellness or other aspects of making a conference a little bit more human.
100%.
Not so business and transactional and just building a showroom or a product display.
Well, they got to create a moment that lives past that time, and create a feeling level and an experience. And you're not going to do that with a bunch of pop-up signs, right?
Yeah, totally.
You really need to...
Or a product display.
Right? And I think, with AI being what it is, it's really important to bring a human, side to it,
human
right?
in the loop.
And so I think, that's going to be an interesting evolution as, the tech industry continues to advance and the AI comes into the space is how does that translate into a human connection or an emotion or, to feel something, right? And I think that's exciting. From a brand space, it's really exciting. Experiential, I think, everyone keeps saying it's having its moment.
Yeah.
I think it's been having its moment for a while.
Yeah.
I just think
AI
it's
is
now,
only accelerating it.
I think it's
making
only
people want to
accelerating.
go out.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
well, I know as a business development person, I was on the road, 6 every single week this year except 6 weeks. And whether I was at the big ones like Possible or CES or Shop Talk or here, but then also going to smaller regional things in Southern California where it's 100, 200 people,
Sure.
a user event, like just anywhere and everywhere that I can co-create with people or get to meet people in person. That's definitely my default these days.
And I think that's going to be most people's default, right? Like, they want to get out behind the screen and, and I think from a B2C space, that's what families want too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I can speak for myself with nieces and nephews. I mean, even when it comes to, what are we going to do this weekend? It's like, what can we do that's an adventure, that's experiential, right? And
go to an amusement park, or my wife took my daughter to the Gilmore Girls activation at the Warner lot.
Yeah, my niece wanted to go to the pop store in LA, the one in Hollywood, and they love that, and they create memories, they create moments, and they're really falling in love with the brand.
Cinematic, an opportunity to create. My daughter's only 12 and she's got 55,000 followers on Instagram already.
Wow, she's on her way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
she loves to go to things that have like a good backdrop for creating content too.
Of course, yeah. And I think that's also like, that's changing how marketers are also looking at the space. Influencers are always going to have their place, and they're always going to be important. But there's so many content creators now. There's so many influencers. And I think what we're seeing a lot is the community is going to really hyper niche community bases, and I think
passion points, like workout with Lulu,
and I
stuff
think
like
that is in one way a really cool opportunity for brands and how they look at their marketing approach and their campaigns is they can really kind of find the strategy of finding those super niche communities where their brand will really resonate and will really, live on beyond just a moment. And I think they're going to have an opportunity to dive into those niche moments even further in the cultural development of their events and things of that sort, how they ideate, how they come to life. And so I think we'll start to see brands, it's not always now being about the biggest, and it's not about being, the one that everyone sees. I think in the moment they talk about it, but I think the ones that live on are the ones that are really focused on building an impact for a community and a community of people or, a demographic and having real success there.
I love it.
So,
all right, so let's talk about the Amazon build-out this year. When did you guys start working on it? I know it was something crazy last year. Like, you guys are here almost a month before Cannes kicks off.
Yeah, I mean,
building that thing.
It really... from the very beginning, we've done this as our 5th year.
Yeah.
So, we have so much historical knowledge, repeat team members, brands.
Yeah.
It definitely has built some efficiency.
Is a lot of the fabrication stuff that you guys can store offsite and reuse, or do you got to kind of build from the ground up every year?
We definitely lean towards the sustainability side. Construction-wise, all of the wood and everything, even if it's not reused here, it does go back
into the ecosystem.
It goes back to our shops and things of that sort and used for other elements. So, this year it was a different footprint as a whole, and we were able to kind of utilize the square meters a little bit better. Did I say the right? Square meters, right?
I think so.
Yeah, out here.
That sounds
it's not
right.
Square footage, square
it's
meter.
Metrics. We're in the metric system.
That's
We're in
right.
Europe.
Square meters. And so we were able to kind of get a bit more creative about how to use that space and a little bit more opportunity for a little bit more thoughtful thinking.
Yep.
And I think the team did a really good job this year, just based off of kind of its layout and kind of going to this boulevard feel. It still feels very much a part of the culture here, and that was important to us. It's really important that the brand shows up in a really good and clever but appropriate way to the space. It's like the Sphere in Las Vegas is awesome, right?
Yeah.
Like really cool, but I don't know if it would resonate if all of a sudden you brought a miniature Sphere here,
right.
or like when you think of like the big
you want it
and bold,
you want it to flow with the environment and not feel like you're walking into something that is totally off, off-brand
Yeah.
in the environment that you're
Right.
transitioning from the street to the experience.
Yeah, exactly. I think one of the elements inside this year, which the team did an excellent job creating, is the brand innovation lab, which is a division of Amazon, and there were some really just cool customer stories that needed a really creative way to come to life, and it wanted it to be beyond just someone looking at a TV screen and going, "Oh, cool story," right? Like we wanted it to be experiential, and I don't want to give it away.
Yeah,
but,
well, I know last year
everyone,
the customized perfume
Well,
thing
that
was like,
AWS
that
thing,
had
was-
like people wrapped around the corner.
Yeah.
And last year a big theme was personalization. Having people having a personal experience when they stopped to each of the different divisions of Amazon and things that were unique for them. The IMDb Pro, you fill out a little survey, you go in and watch a unique movie, or you go to the perfume shop and you get a custom scent. Was that a continued theme? Was personalization as important this year as it was last year?
I mean, I think personalization is always a key element in any event that you do. It always adds a little element. I definitely think that's kind of mixed into the space, fairly well. I think this year, what I think we're really extremely proud of is there's like kind of a cohesive story that we've been able to utilize the kind of the boulevard concept to kind of expand that a little bit further. And so, Twitch is really the ice cream shop, and you have Prime Video is the library, which is like, from page to TV or page to film kind of a thing. And so there's some like fun elements that Fire TV is the pub.
Yeah.
So, with sports being, what it is today.
Right,
And,
yeah.
and so, you can go in there and it's got all the sports.
Yeah, it's
nostalgia.
almost like a theme park.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Someone walked in and was like, wow, this feels like Epcot. You know what I mean? And it's like, that was key to us. We wanted it to feel like you were transformed in this space. Most people are like, man, I can't believe this was a parking lot, right?
Isn't that
Like
wild?
that's the cool part. And it really does feel like we're building a city. I mean, we've got water running underneath there. We got it's crazy the infrastructure that it takes to build that out.
So cool.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, man. Well, congrats on all the work, all the growth, and all the successful things that you're doing. If marketers at home are hearing about this and they want to think about what their experiential footprint could look like at maybe the next touch point that they have, they want to stand out and draw consumers into their activation, where do you want to send folks to either follow along with you or connect and learn more about Salt and Pinch?
Anyone can connect with me, absolutely, but I would definitely go to our websites. We've got great comms from there to starting point. That's pastthesalt.com. That's kind of our tagline for the Salt brand. And then pinch-creative.com. So Pinch is the sister agency of Salt, and the two
they do the creative piece.
Yeah, and so the two agencies work really well together as one agency to really create what we experience here. And I'm proud of the teams. They're doing award-winning work, and I love that they're getting the recognition for it. I love that people are seeing the work, and everyone's really proud of it. And we're expanding. We're expanding our client list and the brands that we work with. And so I welcome anyone who is interested just to chat and bring some work to life. We're all about it.
Amazing. Thanks for spending some time with us. Cheers. Good to see you.
On YouTube. Finding the right audience to build a media plan requires hours of research. And optimizing campaigns is time-consuming and a bit of a guessing game. That's why we built technology to do it for you. Strike Social.